Yo! Hello everyone, I'm giving you another interesting tip today on how to connect to .asp website. A lot of time when you want to connect to a web from Power Query or Power BI, people usually have this issue. Now, I'm going to show you a tips on how to connect to those kind of website. For example, I have this particular website that I usually get the dollar rate and all other currency rate from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. So let me search for CBN exchange rate. Now, this is the website. So sometimes I usually come here, pick the exchange rate from this website. If I come down here, there are some tables here that shows the exchange rate. As of today, the exchange rate is 410. There are some websites that show something like this. But the problem I usually have is I don't want to come here and pick those numbers one by one. I want to be able to use this rate inside my own data. And what do? I need to use Power BI to connect to the web, right? And I don't want to download this data. You can see export to Excel here, which I can actually export. But I don't want to export the data. I want live exchange rate, right? So let's go to Power Query and let's see if Power Query can connect to this website. The first thing I'm going to do to connect this is I'm going to copy this link, the link to this website, right? And remember, if you look at this link, we have .asp, right? So most .asp page are always like this. So let me copy this link, go to my Power BI. I will come to get data. That's where I get my data from. And because this data is coming from web, I would like to connect to web. So I click on web. Now, I've clicked on web. The next thing I would like to do is to paste this link here to the data, right? And then let's click OK and let's see what happens. Okay, so it looks like my Power Query is connecting right now. It is anonymous. Yes, let me connect and let's see what data this is going to show me. I want to be sure this showed me all the data that I want. Alright, so my Power Query is establishing a connection now and it's trying to go to that website and connect to that particular website. Okay, so I think I have a navigator, which means my Power Query has been able to connect to something on that website. Definitely before you load any data to Power Query or Power BI, you have to review it, right? But my data is still loading. Now let me review this table to be sure I have the exact thing that I want. If I come to table 1, if I come here to table 1, does it look like what I want? No, this table 1 does not even have any data. So table 2, does it look like what I want? No. Table 3, does it look like what I want? No. Table 4, does it look like what I want? Currency. This currency in circulation, million. This really does not look like what I want. Table 4, does it look like what I want? No. Table 6. Does table 6 look at what I want, which is the currency and the exchange rate? No. Table 7, no. Table 8 also does not look at what I want. Let me look at suggested table. Suggested tables still not look like what I want. Now, HTML code, let's look at what that is. Now, if you look at HTML code, this is just an HTML script. It does not really look like what I want. Even the display text does not look like what I want, right? And what I want to do is just to be able to connect to the exchange rate, right? That's just what I want. Now there's this particular tips I'm going to show you on how to connect and you see how efficient that is. I've connected directly and this table is not showing anything out of what I want. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll click on cancel and let me do the connection again. I'm going to go back to that same website and this is the website here. Remember, in this website, what I did here was just to copy this link, but I won't do this. Anytime you go to any website, especially, for example, something like .asp, some page also behave like this. Anytime you go to any website and you can see this export to Excel or download to Excel, just know you can connect automatically without downloading it. What most people will do, they will click on this export to Excel, and this data will be exported like this, right? And I can now open it in Excel. I can now double click it and then open this data in Excel, right? But that is not what I want to do, because if you download this data into Excel, this data is now static, right? It's not something I can use again. It's now static. So if you look at the data, just look at this. So this data is now static, right? And I need the current exchange rate. I don't need to download this data. So what you should do in this case is to just come to this website and right click on this export data, export to Excel. Once you right click on it, just click on copy link address. You can use this link, copy link address. Now let's go to Power BI and let's connect to the link that I just copied. I'm also going to use web. Again, web is what I'm going to use definitely. Now I'll paste the link here, and then if you look at my link now, you see the link export.table name equals to exchange. So let me connect to this and let's see what happened. Yo, you will see immediately I connect to that, my Power Query just opened automatically. And if you look at the formula bar, it's basically telling me that look at the web content. This is the web content from this particular website, and this will updated almost every time. Immediately CBN will update that. So I can either come to open as here, or I can right click on this my file that I can see here and say maybe open it as Excel, open as CSV text. But for me, I would just like to open it as CSV. And let's see what this table looks like. Now, can you see what this table look like? This is now showing me the rate date, the currency, the rate year, the rate month, the buying rate, and the central rate, right? So if you look at the source as well from my formula bar. This is also going back to the same website, right? So I can now come here, close and load this to my Power BI, then I can now start using it for whatever I like. I hope you enjoyed these interesting tips. Try and connect to .asp website some other time. In my next video, I will show you how to actually automate the different rates based on different days, right? So how that can actually be the recent date for you so that you can use it for your calculation in your model. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.